Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Capricorn. How are you guys? Let's see what's going on with you. This is a general read, could be any aspect of your life, so just take it as it resonates. Yeah, I see crossroads. It's often someone between two worlds looking at the path they've been on. Yeah, someone's sitting on the fence here, yeah. Eight of Wands, Capricorn, and the Ace of Swords. Three of Pentacles. The Magician, nice. And movement. So yeah, it has to do with some sort of movement, things getting going. Someone needs to make a move here, but I do see an energy of a person who is on a particular path. And it has to do with Eight of Wands. Things, this is often multiple opportunities, someone manifesting multiple opportunities. So if you've been sitting on the fence and you've been on this particular path, you're waiting for someone to make a move. Some of you could be in that energy of been there, done that, seeing the truth in a situation, time to go down a new path. But it has to do with cooperation, compromise, compatibility. This is an energy of creating something. See, creating something new, someone who has everything they need to manifest their desire, but it's seeing the truth in a situation. If you're sitting on the fence here and you're kind of between two worlds, it has to do with creating, I feel, your own path. It has to do with spending time together, coming together. It's often two people working together in a team or teaming up. It's two people who often build each other up. They cooperate, compromise. So it has to do with this, creating this. And it's often communication with the Magician. Someone who has all the tools, the information. Yeah. But it has to do with someone needing to make a move. But I feel it's someone who needs to move on from another situation. And they're kind of sitting on the fence here. Yeah, it's a person's assessing a situation. I didn't want to use that deck. But it's there. So yeah, you can see a person kind of taking their time. They're assessing the situation. It's about leaving this behind. It's looking to see if the coast is clear. So it's often someone assessing it and leaving something behind to be able to move forward. Because it's all about looking to see if, the all clear. So this has to do with someone who knows they need to hurry up too. Yeah, and there's the energy of someone here no longer giving to someone, but it's a person reaching out. See, they're no longer talking to someone, giving, they're moving on. But it's about moving forward. So this is about reaching out. It's someone who's kind of in that little, seeing truth in the situation. Yeah, there you are, Capricorn. And it could be yourself taking your time between two worlds. And it could be where you've manifested several opportunities. You could have a lot going on. I do see a busy time, a lot of busy energy, and this need to kind of hurry up. So I do see talking, communicating. And it has to do with receiving some sort of communication. And you're going to look at the situation carefully and see the truth. Some little aha moment. Now, it could be an idea of two people coming together, manifesting something together, teaming up. So, yeah. And then we also have the Chariot. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I do feel it's an energy of someone kind of has to do with a person who's determined to succeed, looking at the situation. If you're feeling apprehensive, if someone's dropping breadcrumbs, hints, or they're moving too slow, you could be the person deciding to put on the brakes and take back your power. It has to do with control, but I kind of feel like you got a person here they want to reach out. It's whether or not you're going to reciprocate. It is someone I feel, see, this is slow moving energy, someone moving slow, and then all of a sudden things are speeding up. So I kind of get the vibe that we have someone here who's in this win or lose situation coming in to take control. See, what have I got to lose? Aha. And then there's the Empress. See, this is why I feel you're taking your power back. Someone's moving too slow. It's about being open to someone else. And it's somebody who sees you're open and available too. So I feel there's another person coming in. Yeah, because I mean, it could be just yourself assessing this and taking your time, as it looks like you got some time here. But I feel things are going to speed up. Busy, it's what you're manifesting. See, letting people know you're available. It could be to do with work, creative pursuits, ideas, anything. And it could be like this reciprocating and sharing. But I feel like we have someone who's moving slow, breadcrumbing, you know, and that's why I feel taking back your power. And I feel like you're open to someone else being open. See, you're open to receive, and that's why I feel someone's swooping in here. So to me, it looks like you've manifested multiple opportunities. You know, just a lot going on. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. Why is this here for Capricorn? Yeah, so you can see things speeding up. Someone needs to kind of hurry up here. It's going to be a little overwhelming, but it's spending time together, being together, doing things together. Somebody wants to get together. And it is often quite, see, after all this slow moving, it's very spontaneous. So this is about kind of being prepared. The Empress is generally someone who keeps their life very balanced and is prepared. See, open to communicate, offers opportunities, ideas, whatever it may be. And that's why I feel some of you, there's some kind of idea. And it kind of feels like someone's going to run with it here. And it could have to do with work, money coming in. But you're about to receive. But I don't think it's from this person. I feel it's someone else. There's some sort of choice here. Yeah. You're the one who will make the choice. Let's have a look at the Magician. Why is the Magician here? For Capricorn. Yeah, so there's interest. See, it's about investing in this situation, what you're manifesting. It's all about interest and being patient. See, some of you have been very patient. If you got a person who's breadcrumbing and it's moving really slow, and sometimes you're in that energy where you kind of like to, you know, but I feel the Empress is generally balanced. So I feel like it's another person, but you're manifesting multiple opportunities, and it has to do with being patient, hoping something pays off. Sometimes patient does pay off, but some of you have been there, done that, as far as somebody who doesn't cooperate or compromise. Because it's all about the compatibility, the things you have in common. It's about being a team. It's about spending time together, doing things together. This is quite spontaneous. And often with the chariot in this, it just comes in out of the blue. So I feel like you're open to it. Yeah, it has to do with harmony and balance, justice. So this has to do with harmony. It's all about whether someone's right for you or this situation's right. But it's all about harmony, and I do feel there's something really harmonious. And if it is a relationship, it's you're both very much aware that somebody needs to make a move, because the Magician is often becoming aware. Being aware what you're exactly manifesting too. See, the Empress is someone who has mastered all the energies of the queens. But it's about justice, whether someone's right for you or not, if there is an energy of 3. And I do feel there is that. And then we have the 2 and the 3. So you can see there's talk about getting together, doing things. People talking, collaborating. Hey, we're all getting together. And this is communication coming in. But it's like people, it's talk, it's gossip. It looks like good news, though. So I feel something positive's coming out of this. Some sort of, and I feel like you're open, but I feel like it's about receiving multiple opportunities. So I feel like you're going to have to make a choice with one of these that's right for you. And if it is a love interest, like I say, it's just about balancing yourself out here. Yeah, you've manifested something here. And it could be someone who's trying to manifest you as well. But I feel that's that energy of being very much aware of the things people have in common, or there's this collaboration, people talking or gossiping. Busy, busy, busy. Lots of talk. Let's have a look at it. It could be multiple opportunities and invitations coming. Let's have a look at movement. But someone needs to make a move. It has to do with confidence. See, taming the beast, it's about someone who comes in, someone who's confident. If you have a person who's not, this is where I feel like you'll make a decision. I feel like you're confident about this yourself. See, taming the beast, just being patient. Everything's under control. See, kindness and compassion. caring. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles. Who's the Knight of Pentacles? I just want to see if it's yourself. Yeah, it has to do with someone who doesn't want to sacrifice. Yeah, you got a person who's dragging their feet. They don't want to sacrifice anything. They don't want to give too much. They're kind of cheap. And it could have to do with time. They don't have a lot of time. Yeah. I see what's going on. Yeah, the breadcrumber. Yeah, I feel like I say, I feel like you've manifested multiple opportunities, but I do see multiple coming in. Yeah, one of these people doesn't want to sacrifice. They drag their feet. They don't want to give anything. So I feel this is about receiving. So I feel like some of you are probably tired of giving to someone who doesn't want to reciprocate or give anything in return. Someone doesn't want to sacrifice. Yeah, I feel there's communication. There's lack of clarity. See, one of these, it's not clear. It's someone who kind of doesn't know what they want. And I feel like there's something here, too, that you don't like that you're hearing. Yeah, definitely with this is where there needs to be more clarity. See, something isn't clear. So, but it's about yourself not sacrificing and giving to someone who doesn't want to receive. But you are about to receive. And I feel like some of you, you know, the Empress knows about giving and receiving, being open to receive. Some people are better than giving than receiving. You got a person who doesn't want to give anything. Yeah, and like I say, it has to do with messages, communication. See, there it is. This is all about going down a new path. I feel there's something lacking here. Compatibility, cooperation, compromise. So I feel like there's something you don't like that you're hearing, or there's just a lack of clarity. So it's all about going down this path. I feel it's a lack of things to do, the lack of things in common. I think it's somebody who just doesn't want to do anything. They don't want to spend time. So I feel like this is why you're open to new. And I do see you taking your power back. But I also feel because of this multiple opportunities, like I say, someone else is swooping in. You've got another opportunity here. Yeah. Ooh, you've got opportunities for love too. Look at these cards coming out here. I don't know which one come out first. They kind of came out in between my fingers. It has to do with people getting together, a celebration, a gathering, just people collaborating about getting together. It's all about doing things together. Let's all get together and do something together. And then we have the Lovers. So this has to do with love, choices in love. And we have a King of Wands. Ooh, you got a person who's confident they know what they want. See, I feel like you got a person who just doesn't want to sacrifice anything. And sometimes it's even a person who self-sabotages because they move so slow. But yeah, and I feel like a lot of that's to do with yourself constantly sacrificing and giving and never receiving. Well, you're about to receive. You got someone who's confident. They're swooping in. They're coming in to take the lead. They're taking control. Nice. So this is about two people likely going their separate ways, or it's just something that isn't going anywhere. It's just moving too slow. Yeah, but it's all the things you have in common. You have more in common with this person. It could be people. You know, this is generally good news, but it's an energy of someone who knows they need to hurry up. So this is someone hurrying up, taking the lead. They feel confident. They have self-control. So it's a person who's mature. Tell me more about the King of Wands. The King of Wands. I do see Libra energy. They probably have some earth in their chart, but it is about self-control and being patient in what they're manifesting. But it's two people becoming aware of the people you have in common or the things you have in common. Very creative. See, this is someone very creative. It could be a creative idea. Maybe, and it has to do with two people who bring something to the table, the skills. See, you both have some kind of skills. So interesting. It could be a work situation because I do see a person who's confident. They're taking control, but they have this patience and self-control, but there's interest. It's something worth, checking out, put it that way. Tell me more about this person. Very creative. See, it's something creative, a creative pursuit. Yeah, this is someone who's coming up with an idea, but it's like that. This is somebody who comes in, win or lose. What have I got to lose, right? I'm going for it. But I do see ideas. I see ideas. And the Empress is always open, but it's almost like there's things that you have in common. You both bring something to the table, but it's about teaming up. Working in a team setting for some of you, but it's all about justice and harmony, a situation being fair. So if you've got someone who's dragging their feet, they don't want to sacrifice or spend money or do anything with you, they don't want to cooperate or compromise, this person's all over this, even if it's just an idea or a creative pursuit. But you do have something in common, and I do see creating this path. You're going to create this path. And I think it could, often you get people who try to come up with ideas, how to communicate, to talk to somebody, to get something moving, because that's what it is. It's all about someone needing to make a move, but it has to do with someone who isn't moving. And now we have a person who's literally, this is a natural born leader, and they come in to take the lead. And I feel that's what you want. Yeah, some of you too, you can see speaking truth here, Capricorn. Now, it could be someone giving advice, but it has to do with movement. See, some of you may be cutting someone out, seeing the truth, but it has to do with a situation being fair, harmony. So some of you could have someone who wasn't paying you a lot of money. They weren't cooperating, compromising. They don't want to sacrifice. Somebody who's cheap. So this is where I feel, especially if you've showered abundance on someone and it never seems to come back to you, that's likely where you're out of here. But I love this Queen of Swords because it's someone who's confident enough to speak their mind and speaking truth. See, I feel some of you are going to be cutting someone out, but it could be someone giving advice. I do see some Libra energy, Gemini energy. You could have these in your chart, but it could be someone just telling someone that you have lots in common. It's about creating. It has to do with opportunity, because this is about manifesting a creative opportunity. But we have two people who have skills. You're very much the same. You're both bringing something to the table. And it has to do with someone who's moving on. So it could be someone telling you that someone's moving on from a situation, or you're cutting someone out because they're not moving. And it's interesting. We know the Empress doesn't budge and give in. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a work situation with somebody who isn't paying you enough money. They want you to do all the work. You're the one always cooperating and compromising. But now I feel something is more fair. So there's harmony and fairness. But it is an energy of a person who comes in right too. Yeah, see, it's fair. Very nice. I see harmony. Yeah, look at that beautiful energy. This is an energy of the feelings being mutual. See, mutual friends, people getting together, someone giving advice. So I think it's about some people collaborating, working together, even to bring two people together or bring somebody into this social circle or this work situation. There's a lot of confidence here too. Yeah, see, this is the energy of this person feeling confident. Somebody here is not confident. They don't really know what they want. Interesting. Tell me more about the Empress. The Empress. Tell me what the Empress is going to do here. The Empress. Oh, the Empress is open to love. Yeah. See, being open to love, someone is emotionally available. Nice. You got a person who's in control. See, the Empress isn't ruled by their emotion. See, you're not ruled by your emotion at this point. But this person here is all in their feels. But this is someone who's been, I feel often it's someone who has confidence and self-control. This is someone who knows what they want. So it is the same person because you're open to this. But some of you have a person here who doesn't want to sacrifice. So you could have someone where there's unrequited love too. But this is all about this choice. Tell me about this King of Cups. Yeah, this is someone being cautious, careful what they wish for. Yeah, I think this is a person here who's, the King of Cups often keeps a lot of their feelings to themselves. See, self-control. So they are actually emotionally available. They're just playing it safe. And I wouldn't, with yourself, you're likely playing it safe too. The Empress plays it safe. The Queen of Pentacles, even though you're not showing up with that energy, because I feel it's about something just getting going. But you're in your power. but it's about letting this person feel like they're in control. Let them take control, but you're the one with the power here. You're actually the one in control. You got this. Yeah. This person definitely is playing it safe, though. They're kind of keeping it all to themselves till they're sure. But it is about feeling confident, feeling bold, seeing the truth in the situation. What have I got to lose? Someone's going to come in and tell you a truth here. But it's someone who's learning a truth too. Because I feel it's either yourself speaking your truth to someone that, releasing things that no longer serves. Two people just weren't in alignment. It wasn't meant to be. But this is something that feels kind of faded, like it's meant to be. This wasn't meant to be. So it's all about coming into alignment. But I feel it's like, and often when I see the Magician, it's people manipulating a little bit the situation to bring two people together. So I feel like you're both aware of this, or you're going to become aware. Yeah. Ooh, this is an interesting read. Tell me more about the Star, but I feel it's like the feelings are mutual, and all these people getting involved, mutual friends, giving advice, sharing their experiences. Yeah, see, it's about emotional balance here too. See, it's all about balancing out the emotions. I feel like you got a masculine here who's been keeping their feelings to themselves. They're playing it safe. They're being cautious, but this is someone who now feels confident. I think it's someone telling them something about you. Yeah, and they're going to come in here and swoop in pretty quickly. Because it's like they're more and more confident. That's what I feel. I don't see lack of confidence. I just see someone in control of their emotions. Yeah, it's about getting acquainted. So you can see coming together, see acquaintances, people who know people. So these could be just acquaintances, but it's about learning about each other. See, getting to know each other. I see a busy time, waiting for things to kind of calm down. Nice. And then we have a King of Pentacles. You see what's coming in here. Yeah. I'm seeing an Emperor energy coming in, but this is about planning, preparing, hoping for the best. Somebody feels prepared. See, someone's been preparing themselves. They're grounded. But I really wouldn't be surprised. If there's an energy of 3, it's someone who knows someone. And I wouldn't be surprised there's people that you all know each other. But it has to do with this person who doesn't want to sacrifice anything. They don't want to give. See, it's a time for giving. And, the season that's coming up here, I'm picking up an interesting little vibe here. But this is somebody here balancing out their emotions. And I do feel it's an energy of. And it is emotional energy. Someone takes a little step back looking at different. See, feeling a little different. Yeah, you're different than this person's usual type. But I'm going to be honest. If this is this person coming in, where they try to swoop in and take control before you connect to someone, and there could, like I say, unrequited love. I don't know, because this is an energy of an avoidance. It's about avoiding a disaster. I feel like we have a person who's bold, making a move, the leader, the natural born leader. Who's the King of Pentacles? Who's the King of Pentacles? Who is this person? Somebody with Taurus energy, possibly. Some of you got multiple opportunities. I mean, it could be all this person in the energy, because we know the Empress will show up. All the queens will often show up in a reading. But I feel it has to do with tradition. See, I feel something traditional, the season of giving and receiving. This is that's the little vibe I was getting up here too, but it's waiting for things to calm down. See, it's about getting acquainted. Now, I wouldn't be surprised there's a married couple here sharing their experiences, how two people came together. So I still feel it's people trying to kind of working behind the scenes, bringing two people together here, because it's an opportunity. I see something traditional. I see schedules, routines, someone's lifestyle, the way they conduct themselves. So there's definitely an energy of a Taurus energy here for some of you. Others of you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And others of you have this King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is the boldest energy, but it is somebody who can kind of be a little controlling. They like to take the lead, but you are the one with the power here, because I feel you've got someone who's been keeping their feelings to themselves. I'm not going to say too much. Now we have the King of Swords. See, this is where I feel it's people giving advice, sharing their experience. See, this sharing energy, people sharing information and sharing their experiences of how they got together, the time they spending time together, doing things together, maybe taking a little trip, but it's all about these acquaintances. You likely know who they are. You know, look at this, someone closing a chapter in their life. See, closing a book on the past. It's time to go down a new path. So I feel it's an energy of someone, and if it isn't these people, which I really feel like it is, see, it's all about planning, preparing something traditional. Making sure everyone's on the same page. It's about scheduling things. There's necessary changes that need to be made. So it has to do with someone who needs to change. Lifestyle changes. If you have a person who comes back around, the person who's dragging their feet, they don't want to sacrifice, that person may not change. And it could be someone telling you this, someone who will never change. But yet you have this person who's confident, bold, they know what they want. So I feel some of you got multiple things going on, or some of you are dealing with different people. But it is about closing a chapter in the past. Yep, see a new cycle. See, this is a cycle ending, but this is everything happening at the right time, the right place. See, schedules. This is someone trying to get a bunch of people together at the same time, is what I feel. But if you got a person coming back around, I don't think this person will ever change. I do think you have somebody, and I mean, they could, but you want to look and get the truth. You want to do your due diligence here, because it has to do with who's making a move. And I think it's an energy of moving on from a situation for a lot of you, and this other person coming in. Someone who's emotionally available. I feel like you got someone who's not emotionally available. They don't want to sacrifice anything. They drag their feet. And I think you are the one here, Capricorn feminines. I'm going to be honest. I feel like you're the person who is doing a lot of the assessing. Now, if you are a masculine Taurus or a masculine Capricorn, you're likely dealing with a Taurus, which could very well be an Empress energy. But it's all about what you're manifesting. Being careful what you wish for, what you're manifesting. This is about two people who have skills, what you both bring to the table. And I do see this energy of two people with everything they need to manifest their desires. So like I say, you got a person who's keeping it all in. They're going within, into me I see. It's about giving and receiving. Because this is often a person who likes to plan well ahead. But I wouldn't be surprised this is someone hosting. See the idea of hosting something, bringing a bunch of people together. The hostess. Often the masculine will host something, but there could be a couple here too, like I say. So it's all about these opportunities, manifesting multiple. And it could be where you're tossing little ideas out there, showering a little abundance, and this is all coming back to you now. So you have to make a choice, but it's who's ever going to make the first move. See, there's that energy of manifesting what you desire. See, the King of Wands, someone attractive, charming, something very desirable. And then the King of Pentacles is a person who's very practical, sensible, sometimes a little miserly and cheap. It's often a person who spends their money wisely, but they are stable. You know, and the Taurus energy is interesting too. It's all about being on the same page. But if you have a person who comes back around, it's saying to just trust your inner knowing. It's someone who may never change. Okay? And I feel like you have other opportunities regardless. And I feel invitations, opportunities. You're putting something out there. It's coming back to you, what you've put out there. Yeah, but one of these definitely lacks. See, somebody here lacks. They act like they don't have any money, or they're kind of low vibrational. Could be someone who's ghosted you, ignored you, and you've since moved on. But I definitely see this energy of Somebody who's kind of lonely, lacking love. See, there's two sides to this. There's definitely different people here. Yeah, we have a person, see, one last look over the shoulder. See, this is an energy of this person leaving all this behind, this lack of negativity. This is a person who's taking a leap of faith. See, they want to go down this path. So it's all about looking before you leap, which is definitely Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Yeah, someone who's single, they take care of themselves. See, there's somebody here who is aware you're single. And it's all about doing things at the right time, the timing. To me, I see someone calculating the risk in a situation of bringing people together. But it is an energy of, there's always a risk, right? There's always some kind of little risk, but it's all about assessing it. Yeah, and I see two single people coming together. But yeah, I definitely feel for work and creative pursuits and ideas. If you put an idea out there, somebody's kind of looking at it, pondering, or it's being presented to you and assessing it. So it's about taking a leap of faith and going down this path. But someone's leaving all this behind. So you're going to leave some of this behind. If you have someone who's avoiding you or whatever, it could be avoidant. But this is about acquaintances. And I do see acquaintances, learning about people, applying the situation, this situation, experiences to this. I think it's people sharing experiences, giving this person advice, maybe yourself. But let's have a look at this Two of Cups. This is about two people talking alone. You're going to keep this to yourself. See, two people going to keep this to yourself. Too many people involved. Yeah, these are often two people who have enough experiences. They don't need everybody's advice, because this is where I feel like you're going to come together and talk. See, this is someone moving on. I see change and a whole new chapter here. This is an interesting read. But yeah, I kind of get the vibe there's people talking, giving advice, but it's about the two of you getting alone, the two of you getting alone, being alone. And I do think it is someone who doesn't like to be alone, and there's a little loneliness. But whatever you do, don't just choose someone because you're lonely. Okay? But I feel like it has to do with this person here who's leaving that negativity. And the two of you coming together. And I do feel it's about the two of you alone, keeping it to yourself. What goes on between you stays between you. Because it's all this gossip and sharing. And it's people who mean well. And some of it's probably good advice, but I feel the two of you have your own experiences. Sharing your own experience, you are experienced enough to make decisions for yourselves. So like I say, look before you leap. There's always a risk in love, but yeah, it's an energy of someone who comes in right. See, harmony between two people. That's why I feel there's a married couple here giving advice, how they got together, how things kind of happened, how it all played out. But I feel the two of you are going to, I feel you're going to connect and just keep this to yourselves. What goes on between you is going to stay between you. See, it's all about two people who are loyal and faithful to each other. And I do see loyal friends, family, faithful friends, Yeah, it's a pretty interesting read, but I feel like you're in your power. And I do feel like you are the one that's kind of in control, or you took control and showered abundance and, let people know that you're open and available. So that's what I feel, all this learning. Take care, and we will see you soon.